Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. I'm a little late. I'm trying a new way to go live. So give me some grace because I'm not super good at technology. I paint furniture, man. I'm not a technologically savvy chick. So I am trying to figure out how to use this new system that I got. And I thought I could do, and I was, so this is what we're doing. My name is Debbie Tona with Tona Transformations. I am live on YouTube. Hopefully, could somebody hop over to YouTube and look? I don't know how to even check if you're over there. I need to just figure out like where do I see comments and stuff? Hold on, let me see the comments. Oh yay! Hi Michelle. Yay! Oh my God, I look savvy. Thank God. Oh, I'm so stressed out because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I have like this camera that it's like a computer camera. And then my phone isn't even working on it. So it's like throwing me off, right? Because I always use my phone. So bear with me. So like, right, I look there and I look at my computer and it's like two different things. Freaking me out. Okay, we're going to paint. We'll figure it out. The more I do, the better it'll be. And then I couldn't figure out how to use my computer camera and my on my laptop and this camera, so I'm just gonna have to move this. I will figure it out, I promise. But it's like trying to figure out how to do it without practicing, right? And just doing it. Okay, so I have all this stuff. Hi, Lori. Oh my God, thank you guys so much for watching me on YouTube. You know, I gotta say that as business owners, Facebook is kind of not that nice to us anymore. So, oh good, it shows my Facebook comments. Somebody hop onto YouTube and comment because these are Facebook comments. This is cool. So I'm using StreamYard. Have you guys ever used it? Like, I'm so out of my realm, but I'm so amazed by what it does. Like my business coach, he makes it look so easy. He's like, yeah, click, 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 click. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? So today, for Thrifty Thursday Transformations, thanks for joining. I have some really cool things. A bunch of these are core bowls, which you know what I thought when I picked them up at the thrift store? That they were the same, and they're not. They're actually two different ones, but that's okay. Because we can paint them and hang them up, and actually they'll be kind of cute if they're different. And they don't have to match. You can have one. And then I had a bunch of these frames. I need some frames for the store. I don't really have any out there right now. So I need some frames. I took the glass out. This one, the glass is glued in. Like, who glues glass in? So then we'll just have to scrape it with the razor blade. So what I need help with right now with you guys is colors. Shoot me with your colors. Let me know, let me know, let me know. I'm going to thank myself. I've been painting this piece behind me all the last couple days. Can you see it? Kind of dark. But I'm painting that one. So let's take a look at some colors here. Well, I mean, I have a lot. What should we pick? White, brown, gray, blue, purple, pink. I don't know. I'm kind of colored out right now. Right? Anybody get that way? Like they're like, don't ask me what color I'm going to paint it because I have no idea. Let's start with, these are really dark. Let's just start, let me see. How about like a dark green? Have enough? That'd be pretty. Or not a dark green. This is actually, let's do these corbels first. Hi, Hattie. Oh, you're on YouTube. Hey. I've never done a live on YouTube. I feel like an idiot because I've never done one. Okay, so let's put these girls to the side. Let's paint these guys. So I pulled my mud paint in the color of moss, which is just what it, I got goobers in it, says moss, right? Using my Klingon 040, and I have already cleaned these with my cleaner that I use for every single thing, Dixie Belle's White Lightning. It is an amazing cleaner. This stuff had grease and grossness on it. You get it? Same thing I use to clean my furniture with, okay? I always start with a coat, and I'm just going to kind of tap this. And the great thing about this 040 Klingon brush is these are 7 years old. If I want to tap them really hard, they ain't going to break. They are just going to be working and working and working. They are just the absolute best brushes of all times. Let's figure out how to get that camera just right. You guys are my guinea pig voyage on YouTube and Facebook on a different thing, StreamYard. So that's going to get us right down into all those nooks and crannies, right? Next time I'll figure out how to add that second camera. Yeah. Because I could do one where like I can talk and look at you and then you can see my hands. So I got to figure out how to do that. Oh, I have to call my business coach and say, what did I do wrong? That'll get better. I'm just going to tap these so it kind of gives me a little bit of a textury finish on this. Right? And then the bottom, because you will be able to see it when it's hanging on the wall. We won't worry about the backside. We're going to put that down. Should we paint these to match? I think it wouldn't be a bad idea because, like I said, I think they're going to coordinate. They may not go together. Green. It takes you longer to pick a color than it is to paint, girl. That's the story of my life, Michelle. Story of my life. Hi, Meezy. Can I zoom in? Zoom in on what I'm doing? Maybe. Where do I get my brushes? From me. I retail these. And in the description, I did not put my link in. Thank you very much, Patty, for reminding me that I forgot to do that. So I do have a website and I do have Klingon brushes in stock. They are, I turned the bell off, just so you know. Oh. If you want to take it and put it out there, you can. Yeah, you can leave that door open unless it rings. I mean, I just don't want it to ring. Sorry, guys. These are Klingon brushes, and I do retail them. My website is Tona, T-O-N-A, Transformations. You just go shop, bring it down to the brushes, and they're in there. These are by far the absolute best brushes you will ever use. Let me see if I can zoom in. It's hard to see me from far away. Okay, thanks, Malia, because on Facebook, I think I'm close enough. And I'm far away. I don't know how to do that. Camera. Let's see. This is what I need. I need your guys' help to do this. The website banner on the video. The website banner is on the video. Oh, thank you, Malia. Yes, it is. So is it taking up too much of the space on my video too? Oh, yes. I didn't forget. Look, I don't know how to zoom. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to work on that later. I'm literally 2 feet from the camera. Dang it. I'm going to have to practice. But you know what the funny thing is that you can't practice unless you go live. So how do you know until you go live? So thanks, guinea pigs. I appreciate all of my guinea pigs on today. So we're just going to tap, tap, tap. And when we tap, 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 it's a little small on a small canvas. It's very small at the bottom of the video. I can see what you're doing. It's just a little far. Maybe I can get it closer to me. I can try. This is helpful, you guys. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. Let me try to go like down closer, maybe like that, and then I'll just stick it underneath it. Is that better? Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much for all the beautiful tips and tricks because this girl needs some help. How pretty that is. That doesn't even need anything else, right? How easy was that? So what I am using is mud paint in moss. I retail everything that I use. Mud paint is a clay-based paint. It's phenomenal. It'll stick to anything. It's like a clay. It's like a chalk paint, same kind of thing, but it's made with clay. So it's super durable and it'll stick with little prep. Okay. Clay-based paints very well stick very, very well. Okay. So we'll do that one. I will figure out how to use the 2 cameras here in the future. So this screen right here, this frame. Okay, colors. I need your colors. How about we're going to set the green aside because we're going to let that dry. We're going to do all these frames. So do we want to do them in whites? Because the brown could show through. I need help. Anybody home? Let me look at my paint shelf. Whites, greens, browns, grays, reds, pinks, purples, yellow. I've been in a yellow mode lately. I love yellow. I love painting with yellow. Let's do I know what we're going to do. I'm going to pick. I have a color in here. Where are you, my beautiful French linen? It's a beautiful color. Let me see if I can find it really quick. It is this one. Let me find it. Let me find it. Hold on. I like you guys to pick, but I know it's hard when you like don't know what color, and I kind of put you on the spot. Let's use this one. I can't find my French linen, so let's use this color. It's called Smoke, and it is by Mud Paint. I'm going to grab a different brush. I'm going to grab my Klingon R12, which is smaller than the 040. The 040 is the one I use most of all. Okay, I like the way it works with my paint. And like I said, this brush is 7 years old. I've taught thousands of people with this brush because I teach classes. This little brush, you can see how it's kind of wackadood. It's still amazing. It still works just as good as the day I got it. So I will tell you guys that a good quality brush is worth its weight in gold. Okay, so this is a gray color. This is also Mud Paint. Same thing. We're just going to kind of give us a little. We don't care if the brown shows through. Actually, we're going to kind of like it if the brown shows through because I'm going to wipe some of it off at the end. So don't stress that the glass is still in here because we will go ahead and take a razor blade and clean it off when it is dry. It's a very easy thing to do. Let's also not forget the sides. And I promise in the next couple of weeks, this is going to get better and better to watch. And let's just paint them all similar, but not the same. Okay. We're going to paint this next one, Gravel Road. Oh, this is, yeah, Gravel Road. This is Dixie Belle. This is a chalk paint. This one right here. Let that one dry. And I'm using the same brush. I didn't switch out my brush, okay? Using the same exact brush. You guys still with me on Facebook? Hi, Christy. Yes, Klingons. I've used many brushes in my life. And the one I always go back to is the Klingon. It's the one that I always go back to, and I've never left it from 7 years ago. That's what I said. Most of my brushes, if I'll show you my brush caddy, I have over 25 of them. Every person that takes a class from me learns how to paint with this brush. It is just by far the best brush I have ever used, and it's the only brush I'll ever use. I don't think anybody ever could convince me otherwise. Now, for wax brushes, I do use different wax brushes because Klingon doesn't make a wax brush. I wish they did, because most wax brushes are natural bristle and not synthetic. So there's that one. So just a little paint, and we've already got like amazing differences, right? So don't be afraid that if you don't cover every square inch of your frame or whatever you're painting. Now this frame does have a little bit of stuff on the back, so we're just going to take and quickly paint that too, because it will show through from if it's sitting on the wall, because you'll see it from the side, right? So we got to just paint that real quick too. And like I said, if the gold shows through, that's okay, because we're going to wipe back some of the paint when we're done anyhow. And like, I will get better at the camera angles. You just got to figure out how to get this camera to be where I want it to be. Everybody had to start somewhere, right? Well, here's my maiden voyage, so to speak. I'm using a different platform than just my phone. Okay, that one. Pretty, yeah. And then we've got this one. This is a cool one. Isn't this cute? This is great for like, you know, grandkids or whatever. You and your kids on both sides, like you and your husband. And then if you have two children, one on each side. Aren't those adorable? Let's start with one more color on this one. Let's do how about black? Because it already is black, but let's just a little bit of black. We're going to use the same brush. And we just want to get a coat of paint on here. And then we're going to, and actually the brush has the gray in it, so it's going to look gray, which is just fine with me. We just want to get rid of that ugly gold, right? That gold is just not, it's not what we want. It makes them look cheap. It doesn't make them look custom. It just doesn't really do much for it. This one still had like the home goods sticker on it that I got from the thrift store. So somebody bought it and then they never used it, probably because it just looked too old fashioned, right? So for a little tiny bit of paint, and you guys, I'm hardly using any paint. You could buy, most of the paint companies have paint in 4-ounce sizes, and I retail 5 different paint companies. So all the paint, all the brushes, and everything that I'm using today are on my website, which is at the bottom of the page, tonatransformations.com. I do same or next day shipping, depends when you get your order in, Tuesday through Saturday. And then, of course, we're closed Sunday, Mondays, then we'll do it as soon as we open. But I get them out as soon as I can. And the thing is that you can use like a tiny little bit of paint to get a really far away. You're trying to get your Klingons to be as wacky as mine. So how my Klingons are is I store them when I wash them. I store them like this. So that way, whatever's left, all the paint in the ferrule gets like that, right? And so they get really fat. Fat and sassy, kind of like me. Okay, let's put these to the side. Hoping that they're dry enough to do the next level. What do you think? That one's a little dry. Let's get out. Oh, where's my dryer at? Hit it with a little bit of, where's my edging board? A little bit of air will get it to dry pretty quickly. Have you guys ever bought one of those craft dryers? An old blow dryer will work too. Pick an old blow dryer at the thrift store. That works just as well. But I happen to have this little handy dandy craft. It's a craft dryer. It's kind of like a little mini heat gun, and it will dry this stuff really fast. It'll burn you, so be careful. And if you get too close, it will bubble your paint, so you want to be careful. But it just gets it, so that way when we go to dry brush the next layers, we can do that. So for those of you on YouTube, I do a Thrifty Thursday program every Thursday, right around 4 p.m. Mountain Time. So 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock on the Pacific. I try to stick around 4 o'clock, but I actually have a brick and mortar store. So if I have customers, obviously, in my store and I need to help them, I will have to do that. But normally I try to go on about 4 o'clock. I come on every Thursday. I really try not to ever miss Thursday, but I think the last time I missed is because I had the flu. So look for me every Thursday here live. And if you don't catch me live, obviously, you can always watch my YouTube videos or my Facebook videos at any time on Toner Transformations. So my Facebook is Toner Transformations, my Instagram, my Pinterest, everything. It's all the same name. And just search. So these little craft dryers make it really fast, right? It's already dry. And they're not very loud. The last blow dryer I had and used like this, it was so loud, it was embarrassing. I think that's why it was an old blow dryer, because it got so loud in my ear when I was drying my hair and I had to buy a new one. I thought, oh yeah, I'll use it in the store. Yeah, no, that wasn't a good idea. But yes, I do own a brick and mortar store that I paint at daily. And it is I am located in Nampa, Idaho, which is right out of Boise, Idaho, about 20 minutes. So if you're in the neighborhood, stop on by. I'm right in downtown Nampa, which is kind of the old part of town, downtown Nampa. So now we're going to do some dry brushing layering. So we'll start with the green ones. Let's move the frames to the side. Let's start with the green ones. So these are kind of cool. So look at how they've actually got some look with the black that was underneath them. They really don't need much more, right? They're kind of pretty just like this. So if you wanted to, you could be one and done, right? It's already got the accent. It's got the highlight. It's got all the stuff in it, right? So let's add, I'm going to go with a little bit of the lighter green color. I'm going to use Dixie Belle's Weeping Willow. So I retail Dixie Belle, Wise Owl, Mud Paint, Miss Lillian's paint. So that's a little bit of a lighter green. I'm going to use the same brush that I just used. I'm going to tap it on, tap it off, some paper towels. This is called dry brushing. Wipe the paper towel on here, which creates then a dry brush. Hi, Lee. I wish you could pop in here too, but you live in New Zealand or Australia. Where do you live? I know you live on the other side of the world. So then we're going to just take this brush and lightly go over the top. Dry brushing means your paintbrush has hardly any paint. And by just leaving my paintbrush flat like this, it's going to just hit the highlighted parts. Do you see how that's working now? And what it's doing, it's highlighting all the details. See the difference between that and that? Highlighting the details. I generally start with a darker color first and come to the lighter colors. You can also reverse that trend and do it, light to dark, whatever you like. But I will tell you, if you have a good quality brush, it's just going to skim across and only hit the highlighted stuff, unless you want to really push it through. Isn't that cool? So then on the top, what we can do is just skim across the top and just barely put any paint on it. What it's going to do is it's going to pick up on that edge right there because we're pulling the brush across the edge. Do you see that? So a little lesser is better. We're not trying to saturate. That one actually looks beautiful. That doesn't need anything else, but we're going to still add more stuff. And all I did was barely a dot. I put way too much paint in here. I don't need half this paint. See, that's what, put it on, kind of tap it off so it basically gets incorporated into my brush and then wipe it off, right? Put it on, take it all off. Then we're going to do the same thing. And what happens is the highlighted parts are the ones that are going to pick up the paint, because I'm not trying to push it through to the bottom. There's a weird piece of orange down here. I'll have to fix that. Like, I don't know where that is from. We're just going to brush over the top. And since my brushes are pretty old and worn, they just kind of skim over the top. What it's doing is giving us another layer. It's a huge difference. See how much softer it is here than here? I'm brushing over. Done. That side, and then we'll do it on this side. And then down here at the bottom, I didn't grab that. Look how pretty that is. Now on the top, I'm going to do the same thing. We still don't have that much paint on this brush. And that's where the beauty lies. Lesser is better when it comes to dry brushing, because then it just adds a little bit. And I'm going to pull it this way. And when I pull it this way, it's going to create a line of green paint on that side. So then we're just muddling the finish, right? Those are beautiful. They already look like they're old and antiqued. I love them. Hi, Ronnie. New Zealand. You're from New Zealand. It's an amazing grain. Big question. Christy. Oh my God, I love you. So every Thursday, I always ask everybody, what's for dinner? Because I never know what to make, right? So I am an empty nester. I have no children at home, just me and the hubs. So every time I'm like, what's for dinner? So what do you guys have? And Ronnie is my #1 all-star with telling me what she's making for dinner. Or what did she go get for dinner? So tell me, what's for dinner? Okay, you guys that are on Facebook, I'm live on YouTube also. So if you want tacos, ooh, that sounds good. Tortellini and meatballs. Gosh, you guys are so good. Actually, I do have some left. I have some rice, some leftover marinated teriyaki steak, maybe some fried rice, like just a big thing of fried rice and a salad. That kind of sounds good. We're going to put the green brush to the side. We're going to grab the brush that we had the black on. So we did the, what color? Oh, we did that gray on here. Let's put that like kind of, it's kind of like a light stone. It's not a stone. What is it called? It is called stone, that color. Let's put the dark gray over the top. Same thing. We're going to dry brush. We're going to tap it off. We're going to wipe it off on our paper towel. And we're going to, this one's going to be a little bit different. It's going to add more color because I'm pressing a little, because we're going darker over lighter. It's kind of pretty. It kind of looks like it has like a whitewash inside of it. Wow, that was fast, right? How easy was that? Go around the side edges. Don't forget those edges. Now, razor blade will take that right off, or my fingernail. Don't watch, Malia. Okay. My nail tech is on here right now. Who's my daughter? Right? That was easy. Okay, on this one, let's reverse it. Let's do the white or the stone. I guess it was called stone. Was it stone? No, smoke. I meant to grab stone. Stone was a darker gray. And let's do the same thing on this one, but reverse with the dark one first and the light one up. Oh, yay, Ronnie, you're on here. Thank you. Thanks for switching over. You're on both. So by just bringing the brush over, right? Okay. Before, after. Can you see that? I'm just running my brush over it. And since I'm not trying to dig it in a lot, it's just grabbing the highlights. You don't even have to think. When you don't have a lot of paint on your brush, load it on, wipe it off. Then it's much easier to get a very simple, soft, dry brush. I needed these so bad to be put out in my store. I'm so glad I'm doing these. You guys, the things that I do on Thrifty Thursday is usually because I'm like, oh, I need that in the store. And I need these in the store like pronto because I haven't had any. We used to sell picture frames like crazy, and then I quit doing them. And then I looked in my back room and I'm like, I have so many. Why don't I paint them? What am I saving them for? I don't know. Do the sides. Remember we got the sides on this one earlier. Okay. we're going to use some other fun stuff too. So that one, look at how pretty that turned out. So they're pretty similar, but one was with the lighter color first and the darker color second. That's one. And then this one was the darker and the lighter. Very similar, but it's just a little bit of a different look. This one, though, we're going to add some stuff to it. So then we've got the black one, which I forgot to dry. Let me hit it really quick because it's super wet with the craft gun. And the thing is since we already have just dry brushed that, they're pretty much dry. It doesn't take a lot to dry it on the surface when you've only just done like a little bit. A little bit of paint because it's barely any. And it's just a dry brush. You've wiped most of the paint off onto the paper towel. I know, it seems like a waste, right? But it's the only way to get that really soft, fun look. That one. Let me grab one more container. I don't want my paint to all mix. And what I will do is I will just put lids on top of these and save them and then use them again, because this is a waste of paint if I were just to wash this down the sink, right? Or I will actually take this and put it back into my container. Hello, Voodoo from Australia. That's awesome. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. You are new here because mostly it's my, yes, Malia, I'm ruining your beautiful nails. She did them yesterday. And look at what I did. I'm so bad. But the good thing about my paint is it washes right off, okay? It'll wash off and my nails will still be pretty, even though they're not pretty right now. If you guys live locally and you need the best nail lady around, Nails by Malia, M-A-L-I-A. Put your link in the comments, darling. We're going to grab some sawmill gravy because Ronnie and Michelle, you know, that's my favorite thing in the world. So if you are new and I've watched, this is my first time on YouTube, I'm super stoked to be doing this. I just learned how to do it on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So bear with me because I am learning on how to do both platforms. I've done Facebook for 7 years lives and never thought to do them on YouTube. Well, I never thought to have a YouTube. New hobby? Yay! You found me on YouTube, Lee? Make sure you guys subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can get monetized. Do you know YouTube pays you for this stuff? Do you know Facebook doesn't? What have I been doing, right? So I'm taking this color called Sawmill Gravy. I've done the same thing, dipped, wiped off, and I'm just going to hit with my brush these little sides right here, right? On the dark colors, it's very, very, very noticeable. But I'm going to hit the whole frame because I want to get this middle part. And I'm going to build on this. I'm kind of make it look like just a faded black look. But the dry brushing, what it does is it allows me to not put too much paint, right? Can you guys do that? You were just using Weepy Willow, Sawmill Gravy, and cotton, right? They're the best. So I retail Dixie Belle, Wise Owl, Miss Lillian's, the Terra paint, Silk. I retail a lot of paint lines. So my website is listed at the bottom. You can order any of those from me. If they stay, if you can't find them, it means I'm just out of that size right now, and I order every week. Order hundreds of dollars of paint every week. Wow, that's gorgeous. I want to add a little bit of that onto this one. I want to lighten this one up a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and take the Sawmill Gravy, dip it in our container, pounce it off. It's really important to pounce it off. So I've got a spot where the paint is thick and then a spot where I'm pouncing off, and then wipe it on a paper towel like that. That way it's distributed evenly within your brush, okay? That's about time I all streamed on YouTube. I tell you, girl, if I would have streamed on YouTube 7 years ago, I've been making so much money. What the hell is wrong with me? Right? Sheesh. Yeah, live and learn. Oh, well, I'm catching up now. I didn't like how dark this one was, so I'm just going to add a little bit of the sawmill gravy, and guess what that's going to do? It's going to soften up all those points. It's going to be beautiful. If you do have any questions, like you can't find the products that are I'm using, just send me a message. I will see them all and I will get back to you. Isn't that pretty? So it softened it up. Just boom. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm going to grab a little bit of a accenty thing. Hold on. We've got, I'm in love with this. Find a brush. I just need a little artist brush for this next part. There we go. So I also retail Would You Bend and Posh Chalk. Better late than never, right? That's what I said. This is called Texture Metallic Paste. It's by Posh Chalk Would You Bend People. It is the most fun, the funnest stuff to work with. Comes in a variety of colors. I have blues and greens in, but I'm in love with these gold colors. This one is called Deep Gold. So look, check this out. It is a thick paste. It works similar to a gilding wax. For those of you that have done some painting, it's similar to a gilding wax. It is a thick, like super thick consistency, and you only need a little bit. So I thought maybe on this, let's move these frames out of the way. We could just hit like the highlights, right? With this brush. To just give it a little bit of antique look. And then you can use your finger to kind of just smush it out. It's a very natural looking product. I really, really enjoy using it. You can do a variety of things with it. I just did this hope chest behind me, and I use this. Just love it. I like that it's not uniform, because to me, everything being uniform is not really where my life goes. Like, I don't see things like that. I like things to be kind of, what do you think? Can you see it? Add some light on the subject. So I'm just going to paint it on, and it's super thick. So it's not like it just kind of goes, it just kind of goes a little rogue, so to speak. And then I'm going to use my finger, and it does clean up with soap and water. So it is not an oil-based wax, which is kind of cool too in itself. I believe it is a water-based product because it cleans up magically with soap and water. So this is the Posh Chalk paste. And I do have some colors. I'm ordering more. If you're interested and you don't see it on there, just send me a message and I'll let you know when I get it in. My friends at Would You Bend are awesome, and they get me products very quickly. Would You Bend is based out of the UK. They have an amazing US distributor that gets me stuff super fast. So can we see? What do you think? Love it. Really pretty. Adds so much detail. It does. Hi, Desi. Love those frames. I always find the coolest frames. It's the first thing I look for when I walk into the thrift store. I walk by the frames, I look for the candlesticks, and then I just kind of peruse. It's kind of my jam. It's basically what I look for when I go thrifting. I will tour you guys one of these days on my own, my personal stash of thrift store stuff, once I can clean it enough so we can walk in it. Ever since we moved in here in September, I haven't cleaned the room. Malia, maybe you should come organize my room for me. You know how you love to organize stuff. Actually, I should have Gary Ann do that because she's great at that too. My girl, my worker. So I'm just kind of putting, not like I say, I'm not doing a lot. Use your finger to help spread it out and see how it looks super natural when you do it that way. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Would you prefer it without it? Some people may, and that's fine. But my job here is to show you guys all the things. So I got to show you all the things, right? So fun. So fun. Okay. And it's super thick. Like, I mean, it's like so thick. She's thick. And when it goes on, I like how it just kind of skips and it's not uniform. Is anybody else digging that? Or is it just me being a weirdo? So now it kind of just looks super old, right? So here's like the other one that we don't have it on. I think it just adds a little bit of antiquity to it. I like it. So we won't do this one because we just did that. Let's do something on one of these frames. What should we put on this? I have gilding wax. I have, ooh. Oh, let's use this. I have this. Ooh la la. Look at that one. You talk birthday. That's pretty. Same stuff. This one is metallic paste in green. How do you say that? Flahalo? I don't know. I'm sure those letters are silent. Anyhow, whatever. I don't speak Greek. Okay. Oh, baby. That is some bright stuff. So I can go ahead and tone it down later if I want, maybe with some black to tone it down. But guess what? She going on and she pretty. I did a frame recently with a turquoise color and added this on. Ooh la la. Like it was so pretty. So basically, since my brush is just going over the highlighted parts, just like it did when we dry brushed, it's going to just highlight those areas on here and not go down into the recesses. Because the brush is just going to float over the top. You can use your finger to help smooth it out. It's just going to float, like I said, right over the top. So all of you on Facebook, do me a huge favor. Please go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel. I have so many videos on there for painting. You guys are going to be really thrilled because I am using more and more and putting furniture tutorials start to finish on there. Texture. I'm going to start a new one soon. I'm going to post the one of that dresser I just showed you within the next week, how I added all those colors and blended them all. Blending videos. There's home decor videos. I have like 13 videos already. You know, I'm trying to do like 2 or 3 a week. And so subscribe so that you can get them as soon as they hit on there. Okay. Gonna do this outside edge here. But hit subscribe because subscribe is what helps me get to the level that I need so that YouTube can pony up some money. Right? Finally get paid for doing tutorials. What a concept. I always thought it was goofy how my grandson, who's 9, watches people play video games on YouTube. Does anybody else have like a youngster, like a either teenager or younger that does that? Do you know how many millions of dollars those kids are making playing video games on YouTube? Who'd have known? So let's hit this inside rim. This is really pretty, you guys. What do you think? You like it? I can't see the comments, but I will in just a second. Let's do the inside rim. We're going to take a razor and clean off this garbage on here. Okay. What do you think? How was last weekend? It was good. I have some lazy labels. I know. I don't know how to say that word. Is that the one if you heat it up? Yes. It puffs up. It does. Let's see what it does. Good question. It is the one. And I've never done it actually. So this stuff, this paste, if you heat it, it fluffs up, supposedly. But I may not have it on thick enough, and it may not be this one. I thought it was. Yeah, it's fluffing up, but Des, I don't have it on thick. Like when she does it, it's super thick. So it's not doing anything. Oh, there it went. It kind of puffs up a little bit. But you don't really need it to puff up. And then you just kind of touch it and it gives you texture. I think it's kind of silly personally. So what do you guys think? You like that? Pretty, yeah? So that's that one. I think it's pretty. So this one I think would look really good with some gold on it, like this kind of gold. Right? This one looks to be mixed up. Maybe just explain it's not a lot. Some of them that are way thicker because I use those other ones all the time. Oh, this one is kind of like it's got like a orangey color in it. You see that? What's this one called? 24 karat gold. Oh, I can't use that finger. Yeah. Is somebody leaving?
There's a lady that has like a big, huge picture frame and she has it with her. I don't know if you're interested.
Is she in buying it? Okay. Tell her about 5 more minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So then basically with the finger, we can just add it since I already had it on my finger. Or we can take, and like I said, this stuff will wash off pretty easily. And it's just a hint, if you guys use your ring finger, you won't press as hard than if you use your pointer finger, okay? So we're going to add that gold back on. The gold before looked kind of cheesy, but this gold is beautiful. What do you think? See how it just adds a little bit of zhuzh? Well, I've got a customer out there that wants to talk to me. Of course, and it is 5 o'clock here, so we're actually technically closing right now, but we never turn anybody away. So, isn't that pretty? So these are the Posh Chalk metallic paste, and I will be ordering more and adding them to the website. And actually, let me make sure that I even have them on there. I may not have activated them. Now I'm saying that. I'm going to have to go look because you're all going to want them now. I will look tonight when I get home. So if you can't find it, be patient. I do have a few in stock. I don't have all the colors, but I'm going to place an order this week, and I get them in a few days. So isn't that beautiful? How quick was that? It was so ugly before. Now that just adds a little bit of pizzazz, right? We could add a little bit of gold to this one. Now that I'm sitting here looking at it. Yeah, probably shouldn't do that. And sometimes when I don't like what I did, I will just paint it over now. Which, you know what? That's okay because I can do that. I mean, we could add gold all over it now that I did it. But now I don't like it. Now it's too metallic-y. but it's only paint, and you can paint right over this stuff. You don't have to worry about sanding it, stripping it, or anything like that. So no harm, no foul. And when you play with things, that's how you learn. If you don't play with them, you won't learn. And I too can make mistakes. And actually, that's turning out kind of pretty the more I play with it. I'm not always the perfect one. I don't always paint everything how I like it, because that piece I showed you guys when I first started, I had it for sale. It didn't sell, and I brought it back here to repaint, and it was hideous. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes things are just not how they should be in my eye. And it took me a hot minute to let it sit there and kind of let it marinate and see if I wanted to repaint it. And I did. And literally 45 minutes, and I painted the whole thing. And I was done. How pretty it is. It's behind the bar, but it's very pretty. So, okay, you guys, I am going to sign off for now. So my name is Debbie Tona. Thanks so much for watching with me. I will get better with the cameras and figure out how to use 2 of them and all that in the future. But thanks for signing on YouTube. I appreciate you guys so much. If you have questions, post them below. Go out and be fabulous. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Now, how do I end it? Oh, there we go. Thank you.